Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Asma. For the people who don't know me, I'm a pediatric doctor by background and I am an international medical graduate from Pakistan, and presently I'm working as ST3 clinical neurophysiology in London. So in this video I will talk about pros and cons of GP training, what are the steps involved in getting into the GP training, and I would just overview my journey. Why did I choose to be a GP training, and after getting a slot, why did I decline? So to begin with, what involves into getting the GP training is basically your personal specification, which overall include your GMC registration, your English language exam, and your the rest of the things like communication and your commitment to specialty, your probity, everything that is assessed as part of application and stuff. But basically your MBBS, your experience. And after that, the most important thing is your CREST form, which is a certificate of readiness for entry into the specialty training. So it is equivalent to foundation competencies. So it is a downloadable form, which I can give you the link below this video. And it is quite self-explanatory, and it has to be filled by a consultant with whom you have worked for more than 3 months full time, while in the UK, like it can be done outside the UK, but the consultant who is signing it off should have preferably should have GMC registration. And then it has all the all the elements which make you competent to be a registered medical practitioner. So it encompasses all the skills and communication and all the GMC bits which are required for you to be a physician with a license to practice in the NHS. So that's quite self-explanatory form. I can give you the link, and I can show you the form. How does it look like? And after that, once you have all these requirements, you are working in the NHS, and then you need to fill an oral application, which is the specialty training application. And on that application, you would be needed to upload the CREST form as well, your BLS, and your advanced life support course as well. And then once you submit your application, and once your application is submitted, it will be longlisted, and then after that they will send you invite for MRSA examination, which is a computer-based assessment for assessing basically your knowledge and your decision for being a physician in various subspecialties. I can give you the link of how to prepare MRS examination and what does it encompass. But the purpose of this video today is to as I've explain what takes you to apply for the GP, and what was my reason of basically choosing a GP, although given that my background is pediatrics, and I have done most of my life, I have done only pediatrics, and from my country I have done specialization as well. So coming to the UK was a different experience, as what you comprehend from outside the UK, it is quite different when you come here, you join and you start working. So when you are quite confused, you are establishing yourself in the NHS, you're knowing yourself, your family, and your circumstances are gradually changing. You are knowing more about what you need to do in your life, what would be the ideal plan for you while you want to stay in the UK. Different options would attract you, and a GP is one of the very attractive and very famous option. So what are the things which really attract about GP is that the duration of training is really short. It's just 3 years, and after 2 years you go to the GP surgery. So it's nearly even less than 2 years if you think of rota, and in terms of your on calls and weekend commitments and everything. At the end of 3 years you become a GP. You have the salary grade of the qualified GP is equivalent to the consultant, and then you have flexibility to work near to your home, and then you can choose your shift. You don't have to have on-call commitments and weekends. So all that package is really attractive, and that's really the reason why I was attracted. My sister is also a GP. She came back quite early, and straight after her graduation, and she's a GP partner now. And the lifestyle and everything, it just helps, and it is really impressive. On the other hand, if you look in the long run, so it's not that easy when it comes to the grounds of doing a day-to-day work as a GP. NHS wants more GP to hold, to cater the community, and it's quite draining day if you see. Because it's back-to-back slots, it's a 10-minute slots, then you have to have home visits, telephone, you have to finish your admin time. So it seems like a 9 to 5 job, but usually people who work full shifts, they end up staying late, and then they have to clear their admin later in their own time. So there are quite a few things which practically make more sense why the training is short, why you're not expected to have all various skills. It's more about communication, it's more about catering community and their needs. So even as a if you're a young GP, or you are a GP 10 years ahead of your career, your typical day mostly remains the same. It is fully loaded with the appointments, and it's intense as compared to a hospital job where you finish your shift, you hand over, you go home, and you start a fresh day the next day. So that's like generally a career how the career works for the GP and for the hospital doctors. There has to be a balance why people work in both setups, and they're completely happy, and they carry on their life with that. So for me, what made me choose GP was basically all these options of attractions of having a shorter training. Maybe you can have a training near to your home, and 2-3 years you're just staying in this town or this near this hospital, and then it gets done, and then you start your own life. Then coming back to what factors made me decline and opt out of the GP was that because I have had my pediatric training, and I'm really compassionate about it. Looking that in the long run, that if just the feeling of that I would be away from my specialty, and then it comes to again the same things, that my purpose of moving to the UK was to get into training and get into subspecialty preferably. And when I thought, and I had that option, because probably if I would have not tried, I would have regretted, and I would have thought it might have worked for me. But once it was there, and then I settled down, and I stepped back and thought about it, it was more that probably I might not enjoy doing a fully jam-packed day of all sorts of different problem solving and in communication, and less hands-on, limited resources, and kind of isolated, less kind of a teamwork kind of a specialty. So all those things made more sense. And then thinking that if you are ready to commit yourself for a longer duration of training, then I guess subspecialty was my inspiration to come and join the NHS. And then because I had applied to clinical neurophysiology, and by luck and everything, it just worked out well for me. So then I thought of again in pediatrics, it was like that you join as ST4, and then you have a long way, another 5 years to finish your general training. And it's when you join in the middle of the training, then it becomes quite hard for you to apply in grid training like subspecialization, because it happens so that you need to have a focused CV and focused experience right from the beginning if you're really interested into getting a subspecialization, which can become challenging when you join the training in the middle. So that was the reason why pediatrics was, again, I was thinking another 5 years, and it will be a general pediatrician, which I would really like to be, but given that I had spent so much energy and time back in my country, again starting from for another 5 years was kind of too tiring and kind of more not ideal. And then the subspecialization of clinical neurophysiology, where you work for 4 years and then you subspecialize in neurodiagnostics, is like really fascinating, and that's how I chose my field. So overall, I will say GP is a very attractive, and it's very lucrative job. If you think you can be a GP partner, you can earn more money, but at the same time it's really demanding. It's not an easy way out. It is a shorter training, a flexible working hours, but at the end of the day you are committed for more work. So I would say that whatever you decide, give yourself time, and it's not bad to just apply for the specialty, because once you really apply, you then think in a different manner, and then you really come to know about what actually you need out of your training and your career. So that was really it. So I hope that this video helps in people who are in this situation, and it just guides you along. And thank you very much for watching, and if you've liked it, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.